Hello boys and girls, men and women, cobbers and shearers, what's going on? Hope you're all doing the best you possibly can be. Welcome back to Molds Vlogs, unless you're new in this area of YouTube, and to you I say welcome to Molds Vlogs. I'm Molds and these are my vlogs. On today's episode we're going to be installing one of these Matt's Audio Bluetooth controllers into the ute. So basically what it does is removes the auxiliary cord and port and turns it into a Bluetooth connection for music and phone calls and whatnot. Obviously you can go balls to the wall and get a new ICC and a whole new command center and spend lots of money, but this is a very cheap and easy way to get Bluetooth into these cars. Like they're 80 bucks with free postage Australia wide. And they're a plug and play kit, comes with a loom, little patch and a little controller to skip songs and answer phone calls and do what you want with it. So very cheap way of doing it. So yeah, let's get into unwrapping it, seeing what we got, and then we'll get it into the car. Stay tuned. Alrighty, well let's have a gander at what we get in this nice little package we got. So you get some instructions, that's 9 steps. Place shifter into drive position. Being a manual, probably just put it in like 4th so it's most out of the way. Remove the console top finisher or manual gear shifts cover. Ensure that the 12 volt and auxiliary inputs are disconnected. Connect the red and blue spade terminal to the cigarette lighter connector. Noting the red goes to the blue and blue goes to the black. Connect the black 4-pin connector to the auxiliary input connector. Connect the female terminals to the cigarette lighter terminals. The 2 remaining connectors will connect your Bluetooth receiver, USB to USB and 3.5mm jack to socket. Once connected, turn on phones, Bluetooth and search for devices. Locate link blah blah blah, pair your device to this. Now everything is connected and paired. Press auxiliary to access that node. Now you can make calls and stream music via your factory FGICC. So that's the instructions for you. And so this should be the little controller doobie, lucky. There. So you got that, which has got skip and like go back a song, and answer, which is probably also like pause and stuff. Nice little sticky patch to stick it wherever you want. And yeah, just an owner's manual saying what does what. So that's that. And the patch. So yeah, no splicing or soldering or anything, it's all just plug and play. So enough talking about it, let's go out and get it happening. I'm very excited to be able to get rid of this mess and just have a charger and that's it. So step 1, get that out of the way. So in a manual, chuck your shifter back to 4th just to get it a bit out of the way. If you're in an auto, chuck it in drive. Take your gear knob off. In an auto, I imagine the shifter surround will stay behind and the center console will lift up over it, so ignore that. Then you're going to want to lift up the center console. There's some clips there, about there, and then there. So I always start from the back and then just sort of follow it up. If it's going to be stubborn, get some trim removal tools and just work around the edge. If you don't, it'll break. So I'm just going to see if mine's going to play ball, which it is, which is nice. And so once that's up, you can unplug the auxiliary cord and your cigarette lighter. And mine's got this GPS button thing. So unplug that and get that right out of your way. Just ignore these because you most likely don't have them. They're for my aftermarket GPS that doesn't even work. So pretend they don't exist and get your cigarette lighter connector, which is this one. And so you want to put the red spade to the blue wire. Note there's a blue wire with a white stripe. So red spade into there, and blue spade obviously into the black wire, which is the other one. So chuck that in there like that, and then just get this plug in the kit and get the auxiliary connector, and that just goes straight in like that. Got a helper. that useless apprentice is gone, you'll have these female terminals in the loom, in the patch, and they go to the cigarette lighter power source. So flip that up. There's a larger and a smaller terminal, so they can only go to one connection, so bigger. And smaller up. Like that. And so once you've done all that, what you're left with here is like a USB plug and like a headphone jack, which will then plug into the cables coming from the controller. So yeah, literally just plug in the headphone jack and the USB, first go, and that's done. So then you just got to figure out where you want to mount this. You're given a fair length of cable, so you can put it on your steering wheel, on your rear vision mirror, on the roof, anywhere you want. What I'm going to do so it's nice and out of the way is I'm going to remove this and just put it over that, because that's not used anymore, so there's no point having it there. So that just clips out the bottom like that, and then you push the sides in there and that comes out the top. And so then just going to have the wires just poke down the back there, stick it there with the sticky pad, and yeah, nice and tucked out of the way, easy to reach, should work sweet. So I've just got a drill and just drilled this little indent in the console there just for the cable to sort of sit in so it doesn't get pinched. Just a bit of wax and grease remover just to get that nice and clean so it sticks well. Just give that a little wipey wipe. And it looks like you get a spare sticky patch in case you stuff it up. So then, yeah, just peel this off. And just stick in wherever you're going to stick it. I'm going to go there. Make sure it's straight so I don't hate myself. Stick him down. Now you can just shove that in there in a big mess, but I'm just going to bunch it up semi-neatly. Cable tie around it without the sharp edge. So yeah, and plug in my non-functioning GPS just for the sake of it. So once that's all done, you can put the trim back in place. Just hold the cable in that little indent that I made. Like so. Gear knob back on. Alright, well that's everything all back together. Controller's down there, mounted, tucked away nice and neat. So ignition's on, meaning I should be able to go to Bluetooth and find it down the bottom. There we go. Connect. And then, in theory, I should just be able to go My Music, Most Recently Played, and press play, and it should play through the car stereo. I've got my bands. Well, there you go, everything works the way it should, connected straight away, no dramas. The sound quality is actually surprisingly good because it's still using the auxiliary port for the sound, but it's actually, yeah, surprisingly clear. One thing to note, and it's entirely my fault because I didn't read the instructions properly, I've actually mounted the controller upside down, so the skip button is actually the back button and the back button is actually the skip button. And if I were to stress about it and flip it around, I'd then have the cable coming out this way, and I just really like the way it looks at the moment because it's super neat. You can't even see it. So I'll probably always just use my phone to do it anyway, while it's mounted up there legally, obviously. But yeah, just one thing to take note of: read the instructions so you don't mount it upside down. Other than that, really good product, really happy with it. Easy to install, like anyone could do it. It'd probably take you 10 minutes, just plug and play straight in, away you go. So yeah, I'll put the link in the description, and yeah, like always, thanks for watching. If you liked it, like it, comment on it, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks guys, see you later.